fast this goes. It says we're live.
Oh, we're
I'm
live.
just going to assume.
We're
Yes,
live.
we're good. So we're good.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We are going to attempt to discuss The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. I'm sure we'll get
Attempt
back a million times. It's fine.
Like
I'm also eating dinner, so sorry, but also not sorry.
You're fine.
Just
I told you no one. It won't bother anyone. I eat on lives all the time. I don't care. If you
I'll
don't
just
like it, get off
dip
my
out of
channel.
frame and then chew. So, Nicole's here. Nicole, who didn't realize we had changed times. Super sorry, Nicole. Although maybe
Pinwheel?
not. She did say that she thought StreamYard was taking forever to load at 6 o'clock before she realized it was 6:30. So we'll see. But we got Liz here.
Hi, Liz.
2 pieces of book-related info. Ooh, tell me, did you get your ban on book buying lifted?
Are you under a ban?
I think it was the. Oh, hold on.
Oh yeah, there's 2 bonus chapters.
Oh, I got an email. Honestly, for the first few minutes, I thought it was.
It's from
ban.
Xander's POV, I think, right?
Yeah.
I heard
I'm
not
mad-
the
I'm
greatest thing
mad
about
at-
book 2. So now
I'm mad at Audible right now.
Uh-oh.
Why?
They took a book that I purchased off of my library.
What? I don't think they can do that.
And it was years ago. It was my copy of Kennedy Ryan's Reel. And
That's
they
one
did
of
the same
mine.
to me, yeah.
And I'm just like, what the hell? And now they're saying, like, you have to use another credit to buy it. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I already
No.
owned it.
Well, because I think it was she sold the rights to a traditional publisher. So they took down the audiobook and then it was re-released.
I'm not going to pay for it twice.
That's
I paid
dumb.
for
It
it
even has
once.
a different cover than the original. Ooh.
I mean, that's
Yay.
good news.
Mine was technically
I
lifted
need to
because
go on a
Greg took
diamond
me to the
painting
bookstore.
band. Buying band. I need to work with what I've got. So
yeah.
But
My
yeah.
birthday didn't count because Greg took me to the bookstore for my birthday. So I got
Yes, that was the other. Thank you, Alicia. Perfect segue. Everybody wish Alicia happy birthday. It was yesterday.
Happy birthday.
I'm an old lady.
Birthday.
I feel like an old lady.
I'll send you a cane.
I need one. My knees are bad. My knees are bad.
There has to be a book on like 50 stages to age gracefully. I'll find that book.
Or what do they call that? Grandma fiction? Like those, like one of those.
We'll have to look into this one.
Yay! I'm still not buying because people are sending me stuff.
Sorry, Liz.
Thank you.
Older than Alicia.
It's okay, Liz. It's opposite. So you're very young. I'm just calling Alicia the old lady.
I feel like an old lady some days. Trust me.
Mentally, I don't feel like I'm out of my 20s. Physically, I feel like I'm in my 90s.
Yes, exactly.
Hold on. She must be on her phone.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Like, it's not working at all on my laptop, which is very strange.
Dare it do that?
I had to re-download it on my computer for it to work. I don't know if something's going on with StreamYard or what.
Oh, I always use it in the browser. I don't have like, the app. Yeah. Very, very strange. But like, it wouldn't even connect my camera or my microphone.
What?
That's weird.
That's weird. That is
Yeah.
weird.
So like, I could hear like all of you,
But we couldn't see you.
Yeah, we just had a black screen.
Y'all can do nothing.
We couldn't hear you if you were talking. Super sorry.
I was like, hello.
This is a really good vibe that I need to dash. Have you seen her in Vampire season 2?
What? Say it again?
Oh, sorry. Am I echoing?
Little.
So I'm muting myself. I'm not talking. Nicole, we can't hear you at all. You gotta turn your computer off, maybe. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh.
There it is. Everybody.
Am I echoing?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. Okay, let's figure out who it is. And she's gone.
Am I echoing? Are we echoing?
No. You're good now. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Ooh, we might get a
You
rainbow
have
out
to
here.
watch the season 2 trailer. Oh my goodness. It's
What?
so good. Interview with the Vampire for season 2.
Oh, they dropped it?
Yeah. Good.
They dropped it finally.
It's good.
I gotta get the AMC Plus again because I kept it just to watch.
And you have to get on it. Like,
it's so good.
I think it's gonna be better than season 1.
Mm.
It looks really good.
Okay, TV tangent for a second because you watched Percy Jackson, correct? You watched it.
I loved it.
I loved it too. But I'm telling you, the kid that plays Percy looks like my nephew to the point where it scares me.
I'm just so happy Percy, like, Annabeth is black. And like,
I know, she's awesome.
I just hope they get a chance to do all of the books, like even Hero of Olympus.
I want to reread Hero of Olympus because it's been so long.
I just want the 5th book because Luke is my favorite character of that series.
Liz, your comment strikes home with me. I love the language of the book, but there were a couple times where I'm just like, where the hell is this book going? 1, 2. I got to a point where I wanted to punch Indigo in the face or, throw her off a cliff. So spoiler alert, when she died, I wasn't.
Nobody was because she was awful.
She was the worst.
She's the worst, but like I enjoyed reading about her.
Yes.
Yeah, it was one of those I couldn't stop reading it, but I hated the person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like the whole time. I mean, I called the end. Was everybody surprised? I mean, I called that.
I thought that there was going to be some twist. I did not expect her to be for I don't know her real name.
To be
Azure.
I wasn't expecting her to be Indigo until literally sentences before. I'm like, I'm pretty sure
her husband's just dumb. I'm sorry, her husband's just flat out dumb.
I mean,
I get
it.
So
they couldn't tell them apart. That was weird. It is not weird, Liz.
But it was all very mysterious. I'm just like, okay, is this really kind of a fantasy where they're really trying to get into fairy, or is this bitch just crazy? And
I think it's the latter.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like you never quite know. You never know.
And
that's
then
the biggest problem.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, the husband's crazy too because he's like, I had a brother, or he's like.
And there was no answer to that either. I'm like, what the hell is that?
No, they did have an answer to it. So I think what they were referring to, fairy, basically was just a child's place to go when things get bad. So what's his name? The guy.
He is literally just called Bridegroom. He does not have a name.
That irks me too. I'm like, I don't even have a name to call this guy, even though he's pissing me off.
You're good. So Bridegroom, he had this he had this great thought that his parents loved him and that they all wanted to play together, but ultimately the house, I guess, was telling him to remember. And so when they went back, he basically remembered that his mom was unloving, that the father was actually abusive, and they were going to run away together. And so hiding in the cupboard or whatever closet,
it was a closet, I think,
was their gateway to fairy, so that they could pretend to be literally anywhere other than their real reality. But then they were supposed to run away, and he had his brother's inhaler in his backpack, and his brother actually died. So his way of dealing with that was his mom saying, you never had a brother. So in his mind, he was just like, did I not have a brother?
Yeah.
You had a brother. He just died in the cupboard because he didn't have his inhaler.
Yeah.
It's
that's-
just
And
so
he just
sad.
It's a lot
like
darker
and he
than I
just
just
like
remember not even
forgot
remembering
that
that.
trauma.
I read it this morning.
Her writing is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I love Roshani Chokshi. I love like Arusha. Like if you have not read like her middle grade Arusha, fantastic, great series. Also like the Gilded Wolves, that's her young adult.
I haven't done that one yet, but it's on my to read. It's on my shelf.
I have the first one. I need to read it.
It's just like when everything like started making sense, like towards the end, I started to enjoy it. But
that was it, yeah.
getting there, I was like, what is happening? Like, I don't understand.
Like, I
And
feel
I didn't read the synopsis either, so I
Me
really
either.
had no clue, even kind of the premise of this. I just know, like, oh, I love Roshani Chokshi. Yeah, she's fantastic. But yeah, so that was my entire experience reading this book up until maybe like 80% was just like pure confusion.
Mhm.
accurate. Because I was going to say, like, the first 10%, like, I was really into it because I loved the writing. And then it kept going, and I was like, okay, well, you sounded like you needed a book for something, and then that literally went nowhere. So all of a sudden, like, they were in love and in Paris, and I was just like, what happened? Where did we go? Like, are we going back in time? Like, because I also didn't read the synopsis, so I had no clue where it was going, and I just assumed we were gonna like get thrown back in time. And I'm just like, where does the flower bride come into all of this? I'm very confused. Until about, like, you're right, about 80%
80%.
happening, and you're like, oh yeah, okay. Like, it's beautifully written, but also like, where are we going?
I am glad though that she didn't go into the. I was concerned with the, I guess, stepfather.
Oh,
like,
I
please don't-
hated
I was
every
like,
moment
please
of
don't
that.
go there. Please don't go there. I'm like, it was hinted, but she never went there. I was like, thank God.
Yeah,
just-
and the
and that's-
mom was just like jealous
I
of
wanted
her.
punch
Like,
Yeah.
instead of protecting your kid and kicking this douchebag out, you're just like, what do you see in her? Why do you like her?
Jealous
Not
of your own
me?
kid. It's disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
It was.
so gross. So gross.
And I don't feel like it was necessary. That's my opinion. I was like, I got nothing out of it other than the fact that I felt uncomfortable and was ready to DNF it if it ever crossed that line.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I knew
why
you
never
were
even
uncomfortable.
hesitant.
It was necessary though. That like gave her the reason to attach,
To be over there.
to be
Yeah.
over with that girl. So I
Yeah.
think that's why she didn't go into it too much. But I think because you need to be in a certain like space to be that influenced by another person to the point where you're like you becoming one.
And the fact that her own mother didn't give a shit that she was there all the time. I'm
All
like,
the time.
my mom would be like, no, you're coming the frig home.
With the end between the two girls, like once that relationship started to get better, then she was like, maybe I don't want to go to Fairy. Maybe I don't want to do all of this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I think it was there. But I think
that was my question about Fairy. Is was it a kid's way of looking at self-harm, like
maybe.
crossing over?
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that made sense in my brain is like when we turn 18, like kind of like Romeo and Juliet, we're gonna die because we don't want to grow old or whatever. That's how I read it. I could be wrong.
I think that's a good interpretation, or at least
Mhm.
a solid.
She went into Fairy and there was that glass casket. That's weird.
Yeah.
That was like that basically to get into Fairy they had to die.
Yeah,
Like,
it
they
was
had
just.
to-
I'm just like.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then fucking Indigo. I'm gonna say it. I wanted her to die first when she slept with the boyfriend. And I
Oh
wanted her
my
to get hit by a
God.
train, have it roll back over to her and hit again when she drugged her and put her in the bed. I was just like,
That was overkill. That was overkill.
That was no. That was way unnecessary. And at that point, I was just like, if you don't fucking kill this girl, I'm going to. I'm gonna write. I don't write, but I'm gonna write some fan fiction where this girl dies.
Is it bad? I would have just said, like in that scene, I was like, why don't you just join?
You've read too much dark romance right now, Carl.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
like, just reminded me of like the gaslighting, because it was just
Oh,
like
absolutely.
she cheated, and then she was like, and then she made her freaking apologize. She walked in on you banging her own boyfriend, and you made her apologize. Bitch.
And Azure is apologizing. Like,
I mean, don't you just
she's
love
like,
like a
what can I
toxic
do
friendship?
to fix this? What can I do to fix this? I'm like,
Oh my god, it was so
nothing.
like it
You
was
did
so. Ugh.
I was thinking about the wrong scene. Got it. Now we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
You guys were all on the same page. I was thinking about the other really creepy one. We moved back. It's all good. I take it
Which
back.
other
on
really
character on
creepy
that
one?
side now.
Yeah. I guess my
Yeah.
one like gripe about this book was that I feel like compared to her like middle grade,
Mhm.
like in her YA and her adult, I know she doesn't spoon feed the reader. Like she doesn't tell you. I remember when reading Gilded Wolves,
Yeah,
like you really have to pay attention
you do.
to
For reals.
understand, because like she
Yeah.
does not hold your hand
No.
at all. Like if
I
you
like
just
that, though.
breeze through it. But I mean, like I would have to say, like it's actually, I think that's some of the turnoff that people may have
Mm.
for that book. They may think it's like, oh, Six of Crows is heist, it's gonna be straightforward. No, there's a lot of mythos and
Okay.
world building that you have to pay attention to the characters, because
Mhm.
you won't really fully understand what she's doing until like the last back half of the book. So that's why I was like, one of these, when reading this,
Mhm.
I wish I took my time a little bit more with it.
Mm.
Like I mean, like
Yeah,
really
it took
slow
me a
it
long
down and
time
like
to read
pay
it.
attention, like read it, not like read it with my eyeballs, but like read it like on 1 or 1.5 to really make sure that I'm like getting everything, because I think
Yep.
a lot of the things in this book you can easily just glance over. Like I completely forgot the reasoning
Yeah.
for the brother. I just
got
glazed over that in my
Wait,
head.
didn't you finish it like 2 weeks ago though? So that makes sense of
More like a month ago, but
yeah. So you've had some space from this book, so it makes sense.
I did have to slow it down because the male narrator
Mm-hmm.
reads very fast. And I just
He does.
and he's narrated a lot of, like YA fantasy. And so that's kind of he just speaks fast. So it's like something I would normally read at like 2 times speed. For him, I have to slow down to 1.5.
I had it at 1.6. That seemed to be my like sweet spot with that one. Because in the middle, I was like, can we please just get somewhere? Like I felt like it was just like,
what are we gonna be doing here?
every single day, hanging out at the house and being in weird dresses. That was the other thing. What year was it supposed to be?
I think that's the point. There wasn't supposed to be a year.
It was very
like a
It
fairy.
was just like they're
Yeah.
dressing like it's 1920, but they're going to high school. Like
going to high school. There's cars there. I mean,
There's
there's
cars,
cars
there's
in the
cell phone
1920s, but
technology,
it's just like,
clearly.
yeah.
there's like clearly like kind of like modern-esque, but it's definitely like
Sorry.
I love how like it's a picture of you.
nice picture. So funny.
You're like, wait, is that Jen?
I'm in 2 places at once.
Actually, you're in the same
Inception.
place. You look twice.
So
Oh
funny.
no! How did I do that? Oh God, how did
Wow.
Just
Jen.
messing with stuff.
Like we just like faded to the background. We're just voices now.
We're just voices.
We're just
It's just the
voices.
Jen show.
Well,
We're just
actually, it
along
was
for
you,
the
Nicole.
ride.
It was your picture.
But it's your voice.
My picture, Jen's name.
We're catfishing
Not
people
confusing
in
at all.
real time.
So funny.
Oh man,
But I enjoyed it. I think I would give it a 4.
I was thinking
yeah.
4 too.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
4 too, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But I read so many reviews after I finished reading it, and they were like, "I think I enjoyed it?" Question mark.
See, I stopped reading reviews.
I thought it was funny because a lot of people were just like, "I love the writing, but I'm confused." It wasn't anything bad. It was just like, I love the writing, but there's so many questions I still have. That kind
It
of.
was the same with Gilded Wolves too. A lot of people were confused.
Yeah.
I feel like that book suffered from being compared to Six of Crows.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's clearly when I actually like him more than Six of Crows.
That's what everybody tells me. That's why I'm like, I want to read it really bad.
I think I like the diversity in the characters
Yeah.
more in Gilded Wolves than Six of Crows. but
Yeah.
I just like the world is a lot more complex in Guild of
Yes.
Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Six of Crows is a little bit more linear,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's not as hard to follow, and it kind of feels like the cliche YA tropes. Everyone's in a couple, or there's like couples. I'm still mad at book 2. I never will forgive Lee Bardugo for what she did in that book. Even though it was brilliant, I still
haven't read book 2.
What?
I
How
know.
do you stop? I had so many questions.
You never. So, do you know what happens in book 2?
No.
How have you
No,
not
I
been spoiled?
somehow skipped spoilers somehow, but
It's okay. We're not gonna get more of the Netflix show, so
I know.
I don't think you're
I'm
gonna get.
And they
Spoilers.
canned the Six of Crows show, which made me really mad because that's the main reason I was watching the damn show.
And the only reason anybody was watching it. Like, I liked how they intertwined everything in the first
Yeah,
one.
it
And I was
makes
like,
sense.
okay,
Yeah.
let's switch gears to the Six of Grove people because that's why people actually are watching this show.
Is
Not
it bad? I actually liked when they combined it two. I preferred
I
Mal and
liked it.
Alina
Yeah.
more than the Crows.
Well, he gave him less of a whiny boy. The actor gave him less of like a whiny.
And I just
bitch
want
boy
Mal,
attitude.
Darkling, and Alina to be a thing. Like it was screaming. It was
Come on, that's Ben Barnes. He's beautiful.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, they had that scene in season 1. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I'm on board
I
for this.
wouldn't mind any music as fan.
Ben Barnes, I would let him do offensive things to me.
That
I
should
was
be a
like,
t-shirt.
oh,
You should make that a t-shirt, Nicole. Ben Barnes,
Take
I'll
the
let him do
Darkling,
offensive things.
everything he does is fine.
I will wear it. I'll wear it in every single color every day.
I will let him do offensive things to me.
Even back in the day, like the Narnia movie, I was like, who was that?
Especially in the Narnia
I
movie.
was like, who is that? He's beautiful.
It was just awkward when he lost his Spanish accent.
The
and John
Spanish
Ritter.
accent that went like nowhere after the second movie. Just like, okay, all of a sudden he's British. All right.
I was just like, wait, did he have a different accent? Sure
Don't
did.
question it, Nicole.
Sure
It's just so
did.
weird to watch that first and then have to read the book and realize like he's 13 in the book. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
but he's like 27 in the movie. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
everybody's aged up. Everybody.
The second book is called Crooked Kingdom, Liz.
Yeah.
I still need to finish the King of Scars duology, but that book.
I hated it.
Yeah,
I
I didn't
hated
particularly
it.
enjoy it.
Wait, you read Nikolai's duology, but you didn't finish Six of Crows?
Yes. Well, the only reason I read it is because of these two.
Well, that's right. Okay. I was like, how'd that happen? And I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, that makes zero. Like, I was like, then you know what happens in Crooked Kingdom.
But it's been so long, I don't freaking remember.
I was like, Nina is in the
She
book,
could
and
just
there's
read
something
it.
very big that happens to Nina in book 2.
Oh yeah.
I wonder, like,
Because I
reread the first
spoil yourself.
3. I reread the first 3, and I just didn't like them. I was like, I would have loved them if I read them at like 15.
Okay, let's all be real. If Six of Crows hadn't come out, no one would have cared about the original trilogy.
Yes.
The original trilogy is like objectively weak.
Very weak
in comparison.
It's
Yeah,
very basic.
But it's like bad YA. It's not like Hunger
Yeah.
Games level or like trashy like Twilight, but like you still read it. It's like this was just like, oh, okay. We're supposed to love Mal, even though she should end up with Nikolai. But then the TV show, I'm like, okay, I'm Team Mal. Who cares about Nikolai?
I'm team all 3 of them. Hello. Get it all involved. But let's not do that. Unless it's one of those 365 movies, and then they'll do it.
I heard there's another one. Did you tell me
There's
there's
a
another
fourth
one?
one. I'm like, why?
Said that. Yes, that there's a
one.
fourth.
Yeah.
I'm like,
mean,
no,
we have
I was
to.
so angry at the end of movie 3. I was so pissed. I was like, this is bullshit.
I thought that was the end. I was like, okay.
I mean,
I was like, I'm done.
So. I unfortunately forced myself to read the second one, and as that one
You read
ended,
the books? Oh, why?
because my friend really liked them, and I was like, okay, let's see what it's about. And the first one actually followed it pretty well. The second one was atrocious, and I was just like, it ended, and I'm like, I will never read another one of these ladies' books. Like, they were so long, like unnecessarily too. Yeah, and I just didn't like how she was flip-flopping all over the place.
All over the place.
I don't have anything else to say about the Flower Bride book.
It was
I feel like
short.
it's really easy to blow through the whole book because it's not long. It's like
It
6
took me
hours.
4 days.
I was listening to the audiobook, and then when I went to add it onto Storygraph, I saw that it was like at least a couple of editions were under 300 pages. I'm like, how? This book is 5 years long.
This
I don't
is
understand.
299 pages. This one. This is the UK cover.
Oh, I think it's taller. It could be like the.
Oh, I guess
How
mine's
you-
289, but it's a special edition, and maybe it's just taller.
It could be.
And
Yeah,
I
it
don't
could be
feel like the
taller.
writing
That's
is
just-
small at all.
That's just unfathomable to me because I feel like the audiobook was so long.
Though it was really, really slow. I don't usually kick up audiobooks, and when it was Azure's point of view, the speaking was extremely slow. And then when you got to the
yeah,
bridegroom's
especially
point
when
of view, it was like I'm like, hold up.
Yeah, when you get used to, because the bridegroom's point of view was like the first 4 chapters, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
slow this down, and then
Yeah.
it gets to Azure's point of view, and you're like, whoa, turn it up.
But
also,
it just felt like
when-
Azure's point of view was the same, like 4 things. Oh, we went to a party. Oh, I was
We
just
gotta
like,
kiss someone. I think we should have sex now. No, don't do those things as a checklist.
when I was listening
no.
to it, and when it was the bridegroom's point of view, I'm like, okay, we're gonna get somebody else's. I'm like, oh, I'm really excited for Indigo's point of view. And then it was Azure, and I was just like, was not expecting this point of view, but also now I know that really Azure is Indigo.
yeah,
That's
that
when
was
I
given
thought
away
it.
too much in the audiobook. I think.
That's when I thought it. I was like, oh, wouldn't it be crazy if like,
Wouldn't it be crazy?
wouldn't it be crazy?
But why are you still acting like that flippant person if like nobody cares anymore? Because everybody knew
Well,
Indigo
that's
was
why
nuts.
the Indigo gave that warning to the husband, like, don't look into my past.
She said, don't pry.
Don't pry. That's like, that was a big warning. I feel like it wasn't meant to be like a shocking twist. I think it was more just like a really, like, I
It was expected.
I wasn't trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So when it
I was
happened,
just
I was like,
I
oh,
was
that makes
really just along for the ride, and it's kind of like she just kind of led you there, and you're like, okay, that's not surprising at all. But I was curious about, okay, did she really just disappear? Did she leave? Like, oh yeah, she did.
Yeah, I didn't put the Azure is Indigo thing together. I was just like, her Indigo's deep dark secret is that she got killed by Indigo. So I was glad it was the other way around. Did I
I
say
feel
that
like the
right?
book is more than that. It's like more like it has different themes that it's dealing with that it's not.
It was
supposed
more
to
about
be
toxic
with.
friendship, I feel like.
Yeah,
Mhm. For sure.
I did love the toxic friendship. That was like,
But
read it.
I think we've all
I
been there at a
apologize.
certain point.
You hear, Hunter?
I do gotta go. But yeah, it was great talking with y'all. I missed y'all. I know I've been gone
Miss
for a
you
while,
too.
but
Miss you too.
I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Oh, can I just leave? I don't want to end it. Can I just leave? Kick me out,
So-
Jen.
Okay.
I'm on my phone. I don't know how it works.
I'll remove you.
Bye.
I don't know if she can exit out of it. So if it ends, it's okay.
No, we're still
Well,
live. We're still live.
Yeah, when you're on your
Gone.
phone, it doesn't give you all those things on it like it does if you're on your computer.
Oh, I think we're still going.
Yeah, we're
I
still.
still got a
live.
countdown clock, so we're good.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
enjoyed it though, but I had so many I wanted more points of view.
I really feel like you couldn't though.
My
'Cause if you gave
question was,
Indigos, then it kind of ruins.
but
Yeah.
my question was her name Tati, the aunt?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I was more like, how are you letting a 12-year-old talk to you like that?
I
Like
think
that was
it's
the
just-
older sister in me. I'm like, bitch. No.
She was the aunt, but I think she was also, I mean, yeah, she should have had way more control. But I think at a certain point, the way that I read it or understood it was that the aunt was basically an employee
Yeah.
for Indigo, and
She
she
owned
was
the house.
easily replaced. So
Indigo
she
owned the
didn't want
house.
to be replaced. She basically had to do whatever Indigo wanted.
It was just that was more uncomfortable for me than a lot of other things. It was like, you're just a spoiled brat that needs to get like smacked around. Like, jeez.
But didn't Indigo's parents both die?
Yeah.
When she was very young, so like,
Yeah. So she never.
And because they have money, I think she had that like spoiled kid.
but I think it's
attitude.
more the trauma. I think this book is a lot, like Jen mentioned earlier, about how the characters deal with trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Indigo's so fascinated. So I think in a way Indigo gets her happily ever after. And that's why Azure like steps into Indigo's role so they can truly be one. And
It's
both
so
of them
creepy though. Like, you can't be happy without me. Like,
That's
why I think it's like toxic codependency.
it's so uncomfortable. Like, that made me more uncomfortable than some of the other scenes. I was like, "Ugh."
Yeah, no, I was like, bring it on, give me more.
I didn't understand this either. Like, how could people not tell them apart? Unless if you're, I mean, yeah, you can have similarities, but to look like a freaking doppelganger to the point where nobody can tell you two apart, like that for me, I also had, I wouldn't say it was an issue.
I also wonder if that was like the last FU that Indigo did. Like, if I die first, you'll morph into me. And people like, so we are one person, because that's all she kept on saying is like, we're one, we're one, we're one. And then everybody asked where Azure was. So it made it seem like, because you killed me, now you have my face.
Oh, I didn't even think it goes further than that. I think it's Indigo groomed her. So I think slowly but surely, like, because even when Indigo slept with her boyfriend, the boyfriend said like at one point he couldn't recognize that it wasn't her until it was too late.
That's
well, also the night before the party, she gave her all those drugs and the champagne.
Mm-hmm. I think there's two, like, as they became closer, Azure started to lose slowly her identity. And that's how she was becoming one. She was becoming more like Indigo. And that's why when Azure started to pull away in the end, that's why Indigo had to draw her back in, because like she was like nearing the completion of her plan. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Shin. We should have told you spoilers, but also I don't
it's
know.
hard to just talk about this book without spoiling it.
It's very hard because it's so short.
Yeah.
Well, if you're still lingering, just
I think
throw
if you like the spoilers, you'll still like the book. I don't think it would ruin it if you knew what happened.
But yeah, so thank you, Alicia, because I definitely did not have this in my book club. So it's not going to be tackling the TBR. We are going to go ahead and do Divine Rivals oh my God, every time. I was going to let's get some fireworks going. Of course, it's not going to do it now that I want it to. Never mind. Anyways, so yeah, 2 weeks from now, we're going to go ahead and do Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. And then we'll do Tackling the TBR, which if everyone really likes this first one, I believe it's just a duology.
Yeah, and the second one's out.
And the second one's out. So we can always just kind of switch gears or kind of have an
unscheduled book club.
Yeah, basically just feel like it's book club is, what's the second one called?
Bitter?
Ruthless Vows.
I was going to say bitter rivals.
Charles. So yeah, this will be 2 weeks from today. So we'll see you there.
The 3rd at 9:30. That's what it has on the thing.
Uh-oh, I might have put the wrong date. Hold on.
I think it's the 3rd. I could be wrong.
Checking my calendar. Nope, you're right. I have problems. Let me update this before you all take screenshots. You would think that me creating these thumbnails would save some things, but here we go. Here's the real one. April 3rd is 2 weeks from today. Go ahead and take a screenshot. That seems like enough time. So yes, don't forget to come join us for that. Oh, we missed so many things. You're supposed to help me. It's probably true.
Yeah.
Oh, you had it. No
Oh,
worries.
No.
Well, we were actually talking about the book for quite a bit of this. I'm proud of us,
Yeah,
guys.
We didn't tangent too much.
That's true. All right. Yes. So sorry, I interrupted someone when I started doing that.
No, you're fine.
I had nothing else I wanted to say. I really hated Indigo after a certain point. At first, I was like, "Oh, they found each other. That's so sweet." And then I just wanted Indigo to crawl away and die because she just seemed like the worst.
She was a brat to the nth degree.
Yeah.
I
Manipulative.
feel bad. I feel like the more we talk about it, the more I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5.
I gave it a 4. I think I will raise the rating when I reread it.
Yeah, I gave up on the concept of rereading.
I'm doing a lot of my content off of rereading this year. So.
It's like, because I just think about, like, if I remember enough about it, then I don't think I'd rather put those hours to a new book.
I feel like I remembered more than I thought I did on this one.
Yeah.
Like when you guys were like, I don't even know what happened to the brothers. Like I remembered that one
I
vividly.
mean, you listed it off fact for fact. I was like, okay, man. You're like, and this happened, this happened, and this happened, and this happened.
Oh man, I always like the idea of a reread. I haven't done very many of them. Unless
I like it
so.
because I'm trying to comb my book collection down to books that I love and books that I'm going to reread.
Okay.
Or that have reread potential. Like most thrillers I don't keep because it's not as good the second time you read it.
True. What is everybody reading right now? Go for what you're reading right now. We're going to tackle it TBR a little bit.
What am I reading?
Northanger Abbey. Yeah.
I know I'm reading Divine Rivals.
Divine Rivals. I'm going to start this tonight. Yep. And The Foxwife.
That's on my TBR.
Everyone I know is loving it, and I'm picking it up.
Have you read
today. I don't have the book with me, but I'm also reading The Dragonbone Chair by Tad Williams.
Oh, okay.
You should read our other book, The Night Tiger. That's really good too.
Yeah, I love The Night Tiger. I read it a while ago, and I didn't realize when I picked this for my Book of the Month Club book that it was the same author. And then I was like, wait a second.
The Night Tiger came out like at least 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It was really good, though. I remember really liking it.
You would like it, Jen. It's like historical realism.
You totally would.
Okay. Yeah, right now I had a library audiobook come through, and I rather than push it, I was like, we're just gonna get it and hope for the best. So it's Blood Debts by I think it's Terry J. Benton Walker.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've seen that. The two
you're right.
cover.
I have
the black background
about it. Yeah. Well, mine's a special edition, so it's a little bit different than everyone else's, but I just feel like it's going so slow. And also there's an
That's the complaint that I've heard from most people that I know that have read it.
Say that again.
Slow. That's a complaint I heard from a couple people that I follow who read it, that it was extremely slow.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like a lot of this could be picked up a lot faster. I think the female narrator irritates me and makes her seem just really naive. And that's just, it's kind of in my mind, it feels young adult to the point where they're like in high school having problems, even though I believe she's in college. And then also I don't really have a problem with cursing, but I feel like he uses the F word far too frequently. And I'm just like, can we get some different vocabulary? Like please. So I had debated DNFing it, but then it's starting to pick up, and I also kicked it up to 2 speed because I was just like, let's get
I saw that you're picking up a book that I really, really, really want to read, though.
Yes, I started that.
I'm
Well,
so excited.
2 of them actually, and I'm really sorry. I meant to tell you, but it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. So I got,
That's okay.
I think it's called The Tempest of Tea.
Oh yeah.
Don't ask me the author; it's slipping my mind right now.
Hospital.
Thank you. I had got the audiobook from the library, so I checked it out, but I actually started physically reading it, and I hadn't had a chance, and the audiobook went away. So that's probably going to be a little bit of a slower read, but I really needed an ebook to keep my Kindle going. And this is the one that Alicia's probably the most excited about.
I'm so excited. Did you see this? Did you see the one for the sequel that's coming out? I'm so excited. It's about a library. I'm so excited.
I'm very excited for that one as well.
I'm
And it was
so
also one that I
excited.
had an ebook for, or an audiobook for. And oh my God, why can't I think of the name? Alicia, what am I reading?
It's oh my God.
Thank you. That makes me feel a lot better. Thank you.
What the River Knows. What the River Knows.
Yeah. And I'm actually, let me get well, again, this is a special, I'm trying to read my special edition. So that was the other part of why I picked it up, because I bought the ebook, audiobook after I got the physical copy. So this is,
Everyone I know loves it though. Your copy's gorgeous. I want your copy.
Oh yeah, I've seen that book. I heard that.
I mean, I'm only like 2 chapters in. So, I mean, I could call before she got the letter. Spoiler alert, the end of the first chapter, her parents died. But then we find out that her parents didn't necessarily die. They just went missing and they're assumed to be dead. And I'm like, that means that they're alive somewhere and you got to find them.
And then she actually dead.
So, I mean, they could still be dead, but also as soon as they saw the person and he had a letter and he looked like upset or something, I was just like, of course she's going to get news that her parents died. She's got to get to Egypt somehow. They won't let her go on her own.
My copy has the character's name written on the hardcover in Sanskrit. Which is
I have something on mine. I just can't remember what it was. So yeah, those are the 3 that I'm reading. I'm really hoping to have Blood Debts finished by tomorrow, also because
you can DNF, Jen. It's okay.
No, because it's a special edition, and it did get to the point where I'm like, I'm actually kind of curious to see how they do this. I'm at a point where I don't think I would finish it, and it's also one of the books where I'm debating, like, as beautiful as this copy is,
I wouldn't keep it if you're not enjoying it.
Do I get rid of it and get credit for it at my local bookstore?
Or you can sell it online through Pango because it's a special edition.
I'm gonna need you to tell me how to do that.
I got you. I'm putting a bunch of books on this week because I'm getting rid of not because I hated them. It's just I'm making more space for stuff that I want my book collection to be books that I love and books that I plan on rereading.
And that's the thing with this one. I actually, guys, I'm upset with myself, but also I finished Fall of Wrath and Ruin, and worse than the Flower
you didn't
Bride,
like that one.
I was just like,
oh, by Jennifer Armitage.
Yeah, and I love her from Blood and Ash series so far, I guess. So I was assuming it would be really good, but I'm just like, literally nothing happened.
I don't know why you're surprised. From Blood and Ash, nothing happened in that book until like the last 10%.
I know, but it was at least interesting. Like this one was so like out in left field for the most part. And I was just like, can we get this to do something else? Like it was very similar to this, where kind of like they went to a party, they did this, they repeat. And
it was very A plus B equals C, A plus B equals C. Crazy twist.
Sorry, I'm sitting by my front window and I feel like I heard a downpour or thunder. Oh, you know what? No, it's not Friday. They can't be putting out their garbage. I have no idea what's happening. I heard a noise.
I got to put up my garbage. You just reminded me my garbage pickup is tomorrow.
I just don't see like liquid falling from the sky. Okay.
You see liquid falling from the sky? That's a very interesting way to say rain.
It's Arizona. Okay. Rain doesn't exist here. Stuff comes from the sky. Oh my gosh. You were reading so much, Liz. I honestly tonight I'm debating after I shower off all my gym sweat, either reading manga because I haven't, and I would like to get some quick reads because this is actually my 12th book of the year, so I feel way behind. But also,
this was my 20th.
3 of the books, I should say, have been over 800 pages, so I'm giving myself that credit.
Yeah, so
give yourself time. It's fine. It's early enough in the year too that you can play catch up later.
But I also started The Crown before I went to the gym, and now I feel
The Crown is so good.
and Diamond Paint.
Okay, first off, you have to watch Young Royals. You gotta watch it.
Wait,
that's on Netflix too, isn't it?
It's on Netflix. It just finished.
Okay.
I'm gonna warn you, the 3rd season's hard to watch.
Oh no.
They put you through it.
Is it as hard to watch as the 4th season of Sex Education?
Yeah.
I have probably
I don't want to spoil it for you, but they put them through the gauntlet. I think it has one of the best endings that I've seen. I was like, they really did, like, if there's nothing else that happens in this world, every character, you know what's gonna happen to them. I love it.
See, Liz, this is why you shouldn't go on book bans, because that just means that when the ban gets lifted, you buy all the books that you would have done.
I ordered some today because I had coupons for my birthday.
But also, I think the last time
use Spotify for audiobooks if you like traditionally publish.
I've heard something about Spotify that they say not to listen to that because, like, at that point, it was an audiobook narrator that basically said if you sell the rights to Spotify,
they can take it.
Yeah. Whether they do that or not, or they've updated the language, it could have been an old video. So that was the only thing I was just like, maybe hesitate. But
oh no, this is like for more traditionally published books that like you can get them on other services. So they're not. I know the rights Spotify doesn't own their rights, but
got it.
At least for if you just want to try out books and you don't want to sync the credit, like similar to your library, but you can get the book at any time. You get like 15 hours a month.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, if you are reading a couple books and you're not quite sure, like, you want to read 5 chapters to see if you might like it, you can do that on that service instead of having to buy the audiobook.
Yeah.
Because 5 minutes for, like, a 9-hour audiobook does not give you enough information.
That's the other thing that bugs me about the samples. That's why I'm always so picky about my credits.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like the beginning credits and then like a little bit of chapter 1.
That's like, another reason I'm really mad that they took away my reels from Kennedy Ryan. I paid for that thing.
Yeah.
Give it back to me, damn it.
That's the thing. If you want to own your audiobooks, Libro FM is the best service.
Okay.
Because technically with Audible, you only own a copy of the audio. You like, for instance, you can't like download the audiobook and play it anywhere.
Yeah.
You buy it from Audible, but for Libro FM, you can download the files and they're 100% yours.
Okay.
So what I would suggest you do, like, if you can buy it from Libro, buy it from Libro. If it's only Audible, then just buy it. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what I save it for. Is like when they're only Audible exclusives. That's what I usually say.
Yeah, but Libro FM, you totally own. Like if you go on the website and you look at your library, you can download the audiobook. Yeah. The audiobook is 100% yours, versus Audible is not.
I forgot about that, Liz. You did tell us that the significant other turns it off. You go to him and you say, "Look, this is what you did. You forced me to do this." It's getting really windy outside.
Yeah, I need to actually go to bed soon.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for hanging out with me so long. I was going to try to keep it to a half hour, and then I was like, "What's everyone reading?" And then that spiraled. So
it's okay.
But yeah, I think I've said everything I want about the book. I'll put this up here now that it's been corrected. So anyone that's made it to the end, this is our next live stream 2 weeks from today. Do you guys have any live streams you want to plug real fast?
I might have one, but I'm not sure. I'll actually need to talk to you for like 2 minutes after.
Sure.
Not long. Just wanted to give you. It's nothing bad. It's just I don't know. I have to wait to hear back from other people, but I want to have a thumbnail set up just in case.
For sure. Yeah. So everyone be on the lookout. So yes, thank you to my lovely co-host, to Nicole, who popped in. I don't know if you're gonna watch to the end later, but if you are, thanks for popping in. Thanks to everyone in the comments. Thanks for everyone that's watching at home or on replay. Don't forget to like the video and follow everyone here. I think it's all in the description box below. I'm gonna be honest with you. I made these like a month ago, so you may or may not be in there. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your week and an amazing weekend. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
And